Hi guys, Amber here. I want to warn you in advance about a couple things. One, it's 11:30 here, so I'm going to talk in a normal voice, but I may go quiet a couple times just because my mom's already in bed and my bedroom's actually kind of right above hers. Two, we're getting a thunderstorm here right now, so if I jump because thunderstorm, you get a great video of me getting startled. Three, the audio on this might be really crappy, and that's because of how I have my laptop currently sitting and the fact that I have a fan on in my room and it's raining. Okay? So I hope this is good. I hope you enjoy it. And I'm sorry it's a little dark. I'm doing some rearranging in my room. I moved my bed a few months ago. As you guys could tell when I went from having a green background to having windows behind me. But also this weekend I got rid of my desk. And when I did that, I kind of lost the light source that I used to have over on my desk. And because of that, I have a new light source behind me, but it's kind of creating funky things, and I'm just too lazy and tired tonight to move it. So I hope I don't look horrible, but this is what you get tonight. So anyway, some things that I've been working on. I haven't been doing a lot of videos because I've been working on stuff and then I kind of lose energy, and you know, like at the end of the day today, as you can see, I'm kind of just tired. So anyway, why don't I show you some stuff I've been working on. If you follow my Facebook Amber's Originals page, you'll know that I've been posting pictures of these round ripple blankets. They're like the you know, the ripple blankets you see from time to time, you know, the zigzags? Yeah. Well, this is done in a round, much like you would a granny square, but obviously not square. This makes a 12-point Afghan. I've come up with a certain way that I do it that I really like, and what I've been trying to do is use up scrap yarn that I have just sitting in my house, and just picking some colors that go together, and when it runs out, it runs out. I've got about 4 of them here right now. I haven't quite decided what I'm doing with them. I have another one sitting currently at work. Somebody I know wanted to buy one, and I'm just waiting for them to come back. This is actually a bigger one, so you won't be able to see much of it because it's really quite big. So I'm going to throw that right there for now. Then I'll have to move them off my bed so I have someplace to sleep tonight. Some of the other things that I've been working on, I've been working really hard to get caught up with the novel, the Lord of the Rings block of the month. I kind of got behind over the last couple months just because I was working on stuff and I kind of got freaked out doing it. Looking at this one, and I did not take off some of the paper where, you know, you sew the pieces together. That's very unusual for me. I had the feeling I only took off the underside ones. Yeah, but there's that one. The only one I don't have done that's currently up is Treebeard, and that's just because I've run out of time this week. But I got my Shard of Narsil done. I've got the ring done. I got my Gandalf block done. I'm a little mad at myself for this one because apparently I printed it out wrong or something, because when I printed it out and did it all and then sewed it and went to square it up, it was way bigger than the 7.5 inches it should have been. So as I was squaring it up, I forgot to flip it over so that I could see what I was actually squaring to, like really see it, and I cut a bit too short right here. So I have to decide if I'm okay with cutting the top part of Gandalf's staff off I don't think it'll be that big a deal, to be honest. I don't think I'll be that upset, especially since it's going to come close here and probably close here too. So I just have to resign myself to it. I also did the Gondor block, which Often Jen offered in an embroidery tutorial as well. And I've never really embroidered. I mean, I've done cross stitching and stuff like that over the years, but it's never been anything that I've called home when it comes to crafting. But as much as I've done paper piecing, frankly, the pattern was kind of scaring me when I was so far behind that I decided to give it a try doing the embroidery, and I figured, what did I have to lose? At worst I'd have to do it anyway. And I did it, and it came out pretty good. I'm pretty proud of myself. So there's that. I have my Boromir block, my Rohan block, and my Helm's Deep block. Do I have that right set up? Yeah. And my Galadriel block. So like I said, the only one I don't have done is Treebeard, and I have this Friday off, so I'm hoping that maybe I can work on it then. I need to put these away before I crinkle them. One of the best decisions I ever made when I started paper piecing was I was out, and I want to say it was at Michael's. It might have been Joann's. I found this plastic box. It's for scrapbooking, really, and it's called Protect and Store. It says that right there. And I bought one of these to put my blocks in to keep them flat. I bought it for when I did the Project Doom, and ever since then I've continued putting pieces in it. And I think, yeah, I don't know if you can see that. That's my Oscar block. So I've got like my Sesame Street blocks in here, and some other blocks that I've done on the random over the last few years that I haven't done anything with. So put that there for the moment. In odd news, at least for me, the Heart of Illinois Fair was this month, and for the first time ever, I submitted something to the fair for judging. Frankly, this kind of stuff scares the poop out of me. I don't like to be judged. I don't mind sharing things online where, most people aren't going to, flame me horribly for it. But I submitted, I had some pieces left over from last year's display, and I created a couple more just to kind of fill it up. And it said the project had to be completed within the last 2 years. And so I submitted a basket of fruits and vegetables for my display. And I submitted 2 sandwiches, one being everything but the kitchen sink kind of sandwich. It had ham, cheese, onions, tomatoes, pickles, lettuce. Maybe that's it. Doesn't seem right. Seems like something's missing. And then I had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and a little bag of chips. And funnily enough, I submitted that on the Thursday before last, and it was judged, and I won both first and second in my division. First place was the basket, which they tell you to kind of keep them sewn together, or attach them somehow so that they don't fall apart and lose them for liability reasons, which I totally get. But with a basket, I mean, how do you put that together? With the sandwiches, I kind of put them together the way I wanted, and then I sewed up and down through everything and kind of hid the stitches in the bread, which there was a little olive on top. I'll have to put the pictures in maybe here if I can figure out how to do that. But anyway, so we went back Friday, the day the fair opened, to see how I did, and it shocked me, really. I mean, I'd never been in a competition before. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. So I was quite pleased that they found it was worthy of first and second place. But I know they messed with them. I know they did. Because I went and looked at what they put in. And maybe I should see if I can put a picture of the before and after. Because I took a picture of it as I entered it. And then I took a picture after with the ribbon hanging on it. They move stuff. I kind of get it. You can't help yourself if you want to play with it and see how it feels and everything. But I should have put a list because I bet they took a strawberry too. So I can make more. I'm not that upset. So yesterday I just went and picked them up, and I got my ribbons and I got the premium checks for it, which pretty much paid for my entry fee. So I didn't make any money off of it, but it was a good experience overall, and I'm very pleased that I did it. And I have an idea of what I want to do for next year, so I'm kind of excited now that I know how to go about doing things and whatnot, that I can do that again. And last but not least, I had this brainwave. I think it was last night, but it might have been Saturday night. I like to design stuff every once in a while, and I haven't been in a really big designing mood this year, and I had this kind of inspiration flash, and since I like to donate my inspiration flashes to Linus, I've got a project that I'm going to work on, and I don't want to show too much, but there's part of it. Boy, I bet you can guess what that is, can't you? Yeah. So I took that to work today so that I could make copies, which I had blank side, so that I can color it and see if the color scheme that I want to do for it works. I'm very excited to get started on that. I gotta pick up a little more yarn for that. Also, if you follow me on LiveJournal, at the beginning of the year I was talking about keeping my receipts and trying to control my spending this year. I haven't been keeping updated on the posts on there, mostly because, same thing, I get lazy and it doesn't happen, but I have been keeping track. I keep track of all the money that I spent on craft supplies for myself. I do not count any craft supplies that I purchased for a friend for a gift. So like my friend Gwen wanted to do the Doctor Who stitch along, so I bought her all the supplies she would need for that. I didn't count that as a craft spending because it was a gift. But even keeping track of what I've purchased craft supply wise, or if it pertains to, like, I bought some containers earlier this year to hold stuff, and I counted that as craft supply because I needed it to hold my crafts. I figured out from the month of January to June, out-of-pocket expenses, I'm spending less than $20 a month. I did kind of blow that this month, but I had a really bad day a few weeks ago, and I like to do shopping therapy, so that didn't help. But I am spending around $20 a month on craft supplies, which is a lot less than I normally do. I am being fairly productive on making stuff. I'm not really making any money commission-wise, which I'm okay with, but I have been doing some donations. And often, Jen, I've been meaning to ask you, so I'll ask you here while I'm thinking about it. The round ripples that I do, I don't know if Linus Connection would take those. If they would, let me know, and I can send you a couple. I'll make sure that size-wise they're right, but because they're round, pointy things, I didn't know if Linus would want those or not. If they do, let me know. I'd be happy to send you a couple. Other than that, I think I'm done. I've got to get some coloring done tonight, and I'm gonna kind of watch the storm out my window here, and I think that's it. You've got 14 minutes of me, and I think that's good enough. I'll talk to you guys later.